Live, local, and talking about the teams that matter to you. This is Talkin Sports with Jim Shovlin on Fort Wayne Sports Station, 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM. Brought to you by McMahon's Best One Tire and Auto Care.
And good morning. This is Talkin Sports. DC Hendrix filling in for Jim Shovlin this morning. I believe next week he'll be joining us to give us an update on everything going on in his life. So shout out to Jim Shovlin. I'm sure he's listening this morning, and I'm sure we'll be getting an update from him soon. But until then, DC Hendrix and my boy Adam Lundy. What's going on, man? Welcome back.
Hey, good morning. Happy to be back here for week 2. We're having another fun Saturday this morning.
Let's go, man. And a lot of sports going on right now. I've been tuned in a lot more than usual to a lot of different sports, too. My NHL team is good again.
Who's your NHL team?
Pittsburgh Penguins.
Okay.
So got something to cheer for there. Better than my NBA team, who won last night.
They did.
But the Phoenix Suns did win, so they get in the playoffs. But their gift is the Oklahoma City Thunder, reigning NBA champion.
Do you give your Suns one game, or
no?
Is it going to be a sweep?
It's going to be a clean sweep.
All right.
And then Indiana Pacers, obviously, don't even get me started. They were done the second the season started. So
yep.
Yeah, not a whole lot.
The draft lottery now for the Pacers.
Not a whole lot to cheer for there. We got a great show lined up. We'll talk a little bit of everything on the show today, as we still have the weekly chat with TinCaps team president, Mr. Mike Nutter. The TinCaps had a busy week, a long night earlier this week that Adam had to sit through. Yeah, TinCaps, they got a couple of wins, though. Definitely needed that in the win column. Mike McCaffrey, president of Student Life and Athletics, joining us later on for the University of St. Francis. Of course, the spring game is supposed to be today at noon. I'm looking outside. I don't know. We'll see. It's going to be a wet one. So we'll see if they get that going. And also the Komets, I think they're still in first place. Fort Wayne Komets. Shane Albahrani, the radio voice of the Fort Wayne Komets, will join us later on as well as we get closer to the playoffs. So a great show lined up. As always, the text line is open, sponsored by Goodwill Industries of Northeast Indiana at 260-447-8500. That's 260-447-8500. So my first question for you, Adam, and all the listeners, are you watching the NBA playoffs? I'm not. I am like half tuned in. Again, I mentioned my Suns are terrible. Not really that exciting. Neither team really looked good last night. Neither one looked like a playoff team, Warriors or Suns. What'd you say? Curry went like what, 4 for what?
Yeah, it was
4 for 16.
4 for 16 from the field, 3 for 10 from 3. Did not have it going last night against the Suns.
Yeah, so yeah, not looking. I don't know. I just kind of, and I've mentioned this before, the NBA to me is just not the same. I know, a lot of the younger people are enjoying the game. Maybe I'm kind of getting to that point. Get off my lawn. Hopefully not. Might be in denial. It feels like I'm getting there because with the NBA, this is not that enjoyable to me anymore. I do like, there's some young players I do like watching. I do like watching Cooper Flag. When they're not drawing fouls 80% of the game, Jokic and Doncic, I do like watching them. It's just, it feels like it's dying a little bit. And from my perspective anyway, when guys like LeBron, Curry, and Durant are on their way out, I'm just wondering who's going to step up for this next generation and be like the new face of the league. We have these guys, that are, like I said, Doncic and Jokic and Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. You have these young talent. Cooper Flag, I believe, is up next. But who's going to be the next cream of the crop? And I think that's what we have. And I just, I hate to make comparisons, but, I mentioned to Adam before we started, we've been spoiled in the past 4 decades at least for NBA basketball. We've had, not just Hall of Famers, but we're talking all-time greats here. 60s, people grew up on Wilt Chamberlain and Bill Russell, Havlicek. Talent across the board. Elgin Baylor. 70s, you got Bill Walton, Walt Frazier. Hall of Famers, once again, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. 80s, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, Michael Jordan, Isaiah Thomas. The list goes on and on. That's just a few in the 80s. 90s, obviously, you got Michael Jordan, Karl Malone. You can go on and on with the 90s. 2000s, Shaq. You got Shaq in the 90s, too. Kobe Bryant, Tim Duncan. We're talking all-time greats here. 2010s, you had LeBron in the 2000s, again, 2010, Steph Curry, Durant. And so with the 2020s, I'm just not sure that they reached that. I don't know. For me, that kind of diminishes my excitement a little bit, but I do know you have a lot to cheer for because your team's playing. So maybe it's just because my team isn't any good.
No, I definitely think you have a point there. And it's for me, I question whether it's a difference between, marketing and how much we see some of these players and how much, we don't consume the media the same way that they're marketing to the media nowadays. It's getting a lot more modern, and it's a lot more just, social media clips and highlights like that. And if you don't see those, if you don't have those on your social media timeline, you might not feel as connected to whereas, when we were growing up in the, 90s, 2000s, and then watching into the 2010s, everything was on TV. And, you saw every single, game that was important on TV, and it wasn't necessarily on a streaming service or right. Something like that. So I'm just wondering in my head, I'm not saying it's for you specifically, if it's just a case of, not seeing the players enough and marketing, or if there is also a lack in, level of play for these newer players coming in too, because, there are comparisons being made, Cooper Flagg, higher scoring than LeBron James's rookie season, better shooting numbers, or better shooting splits. So if Cooper Flagg continues playing the way he is, he could be a player that's on the level of LeBron James, but it's just a matter of the marketing too. I mean, the only time I've ever seen Cooper Flagg,
he dropped 50 a couple of times. I mean, and there was no coverage of it at all. And it's that's a big moment. He's a teenager.
The only time I see him is in commercials. Yeah. So it's just, I think it's a marketing thing too, as much as there's a lack of talent.
Got you. Adam Silver. Get on it.
Yeah.
It's all on you, man. WNBA commissioner getting criticized. Why don't the NBA commissioner get a little bit of criticism his way?
No, that was interesting, too, from the WNBA commissioner, Kathy Engelbert.
Yeah, so to catch the audience up, the WNBA commissioner was holding a press conference. I think it was for the draft recapping things, and she was asked in the press conference, I forget how she was asked. Was she asked how long are you going to be in this position? To
paraphrase, yes, I don't want to say it was a direct quote, but it was something along the lines of, how long do you see yourself remaining in this position as the commissioner of the WNBA?
Crazy. And, obviously this reporter was called out on social media and, the commissioner's response got a lot of criticism as well, because she said, I wonder if you would ask the man the same thing. And Adam Silver probably should be asked the same thing. The NBA is, there's a lot that I have a problem with the NBA right now. The All-Star game's dead. That's completely dead. And that used to be when people tuned in, like people that weren't even necessarily NBA fans, they would tune in for that because it was a fun weekend. Obviously the dunk contest has died as well. That was inevitable though. I mean, you can only do so many dunks. And then before eventually,
if you can't get people to participate, if you can't get household names either because they're too scared of injury, I mean, then it's never going to draw anybody to want to watch it in the first place. Doesn't matter how good the dunks are because we don't know who you are. You're a G leaguer. You're a end of the bench guy.
Since Zach LaVine, I don't even think I could tell you a dunk contest winner.
Mac McClung, I can tell you because he won a couple times, but that's just because he came out of the G League, and that was the story. But this year it was a lot of 15th men on the rotation.
Does he still
play? He did not do it this past season, but he's with the Windy City Bulls of the G League.
Wow. Okay.
Or was. I think the G League season is over now. But
see, that's a problem. You got a G Leaguer winning dunk contests. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
The NBA is dying. Well, I feel like the WNBA is... I mean, they're starting to get up there. I mean, you got finally for the first time it began $1 million contracts in the WNBA, and then a record was broken with the Indiana Fever.
Yeah. Aaliyah Boston gets the big payday. She's got a 4-year, $6.3 million extension with the Fever. That's the richest total salary in league history to date. So
yeah, the Fever looking like they're trying to run it back, man.
They're trying to
stack. Caitlin Clark coming back healthy. They got a nice little roster growing, and they got a nice draft pick. I think that's going to be an underrated. I don't think enough people are talking about what they ended up getting in the draft, which I followed the WNBA draft probably a little bit more than I usually would, only because, again, the game is growing in the WNBA. But the fact that I think it was the 10th pick, they got Raven Johnson, the guard out of South Carolina. Now, she's not going to score a lot of points, but the best defender in the draft.
That's huge.
Guard, forward, center. There's no better on-ball defender or help defender in the WNBA draft than Raven Johnson, which is great to have on the Fever team that needs some defense.
Yeah.
We all know that they can score, but you get a player like Raven Johnson who's going to be that gutsy player in the backcourt to come off the bench. I think that's a really underrated draft pick that the Fever got there. So the Fever got a lot to cheer about for the Fever. I don't know about the Pacers, but the Fever are putting on a great product for us.
I think Pacers fans are going to be in a good position going into next season, though. I think this season, they did what they had to do as a result of the Tyrese Halliburton injury.
Yeah.
And he said it himself to the crowd there at Gainbridge Fieldhouse at the end of the season. He said, don't get used to us not playing in May and in June, because I think with the addition of the draft pick that they do get, with Pascal, with their new center, with Tyrese Halliburton, I think it's going to be a good-looking Pacers team next season. So barring any unfortunate other injuries, it should be good for the Pacers next season.
Yeah, we'll see. You know how that lottery works, how the ping pong balls go, so to speak. Don't get me started on that either.
No.
But hopefully they get a good position in the draft pick, because the way this season went was definitely destined to be a high draft pick. So we'll see if they get rewarded with that in the draft lottery when that comes out. So what's on your sports mind? I mean, we were supposed to have a baseball game today.
Yeah, we were scheduled to be carrying a high school baseball game immediately following today's Talkin Sports. It was going to be Snyder at Northrop with a 10 a.m. first pitch.
Doubleheader too today.
Yeah, but that one is, as of currently, rained out. I haven't heard any plans for a makeup. So no baseball following Talkin Sports this morning. We were looking forward to bringing that to you. That was our second week of coverage of high school baseball. Last week we had a really good one between Angola and Leo. It featured a crazy Angola comeback.
Angola beat them the first game.
Yeah.
And then Leo came back and got them the second game. Good split. But, yeah, Angola had a good one in the first game.
Yeah, unfortunately, we weren't able to bring the end of it even because it went so long. But it was really exciting for for a 7-inning baseball game. That was a long time to play, but exciting comeback. But just weren't able to get quite the end of it there because we had to switch over to the TinCaps.
That's
game.
right. Yeah.
But happy to bring that to you, and we'll hopefully be back next Saturday with more baseball.
I love it, man. 1380, bringing high school baseball. I love it. I love it. I said that after the media day, because that was the whole reason. Of course, if anybody missed it, we had the first ever Northeast Indiana high school baseball media day, and it's going to be a lot bigger next year. This was a trial run, but great turnout, and most importantly, the media was there. That was the main part. Can't have media day without the media there. And the whole reason that we put that on was just to bring more awareness to the game. Here in our area, we got a lot of talented players. I don't think people realize. A lot of talented players. And, everyone brings up Isaiah Snavely from Snyder. I get it. He's going to Wake Forest. He's an Under Armour All-American, rightfully so, okay? But there's a lot, teams like Homestead and DeKalb are loaded and are young. Like DeKalb, all their best players, like their whole lineup is all juniors. And that was the game I was at yesterday. I went out to Homestead and watched the finish of DeKalb Homestead, which was earlier in the week. But that also got postponed because of rain. Welcome to Indiana in the springtime. But they finished that game. And DeKalb beat Homestead 9-3. Great game though. It really did feel like a playoff game. Like bleachers were full. People are standing. It was intensity from not only the crowd, but the players. You can see it just felt like a playoff game. And that is what we get. We have these talented teams here. Leo's great. Angola's good. Columbia City's good. Huntington North is good. Westview's good. There's Canterbury's good. Loaded, Norwell. I mean, all these programs, Snyder. Carroll's having kind of a rough season. They've lost a couple of games. They got 10 run by DeKalb the other day. Had a rough showing against Columbia City. But still, Carroll is still one of those programs that you can't count out either. But a lot of talent in this area. So that was the big reason that, we did that. And I'm really glad to see the game getting its recognition because there's so much talent in this area. So I'm glad that you guys are doing the games. And I hope you're enjoying getting to, sit behind the scenes and listen to it and cover it too.
A lot of fun. I actually just checked here on Northrop Athletics Twitter page. They're saying that the varsity baseball game has been moved to Snyder's Field and moved to a 3 o'clock p.m. start time. So to that game, certainly still invite you to do that, but want to let you know it is at 3 o'clock p.m. I'm not sure if we'll be able to put it on our airwaves at 3 o'clock p.m., but I'll find out and keep you guys posted.
Appreciate that, Adam. Great stuff. The text line is open, sponsored by Goodwill Industries of Northeast Indiana at 260-447-8500. That's 260-447-8500. If you have any thoughts on the show, the sports weekend, what's on your mind, NHL, NBA, high school, any spring sports, track and field, anything that's on your mind, hit it on the text line, sponsored by Goodwill Industries of Northeast Indiana at 260-447-8500. Now, we talked a little TinCaps earlier, so let's go ahead and talk a little bit more when we come back from this break. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back with the team president of the Fort Wayne TinCaps, Mr. Mike Nutter, in his weekly TinCaps chat. This is Talkin Sports. I'm DC Hendrix. That's Adam Lundy, filling in for Jim Shovlin this morning. And this is 1380 The Fan at 100.9 FM.
Goodwill Industries of Northeast Indiana is a proud sponsor of Talkin Sports. Goodwill empowers and prepares people for independence through training, personal growth, and work. You help support the Goodwill mission by shopping in any of our 8 stores or shopping the shopgoodwill.com/Fort Wayne site. You can also help by donating any clothing or household items for resale in our stores. Goodwill has been a part of our Fort Wayne community since 1937, helping people with barriers to employment find meaningful work in the community. Go to www.fwgoodwill.org to find out more about Goodwill Industries of Northeast Indiana.
All year long, America is celebrating 250 years of freedom from the shot heard around the world. To the passion that still drives us today.
A little bouncer slowly toward Bryant. He will glove it and throw to Rizzo. It's in time. And the Chicago Cubs win the World Series.
This nation was built on grit, sacrifice, and the belief that anything is possible.
5 seconds left in the game. You believe in miracles? Yes! Unbelievable.
At 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM, we're proud to celebrate America 250, honoring the past, celebrating the present, and cheering for the future.
He's going to take off and run, then goes up, weaves his way first and goes diving for the end zone. Touchdown!
Happy 250th birthday, America. From 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM, Fort Wayne Sports Station.
Students who can read by the end of 3rd grade are 35% more likely to graduate. I'm Dr. Katie Jenner, Indiana Secretary of Education, here to tell you how reading 30 minutes per day can improve the trajectory of a child's life. Whether you are reading with your child or they are reading independently, this is one of the most important things you can do to help them succeed. So this school year, please encourage your child to continue reading. It's a small habit that makes a big difference.
Sponsored by the Indiana Department of Education and aired by this station.
Sun's out, plans are made. Now all you need are the drinks. Backroads Distilling Company has you covered with their new 6-pack minis, just $15. Perfect for bonfires, boat days, tailgates, or just hanging out. Featuring their locally distilled cherry pie whiskey, blackberry whiskey, single barrel vodka, and jalapeno vodka. Make a day of it. Grab lunch with daily specials from 11 to 3. Then stick around for happy hour Monday through Friday, 4 to 7 p.m. Backroads Distilling Company, just off State Road 3 in Leato. BackroadsDistilling.com.
What is your healing power? Maybe your healing power is helping veterans with PTSD, traumatic brain injuries, depression, anxiety, or loneliness. Is your healing power a simple, heartfelt letter or being a volunteer? It is estimated that over 500,000 current warfighters will return from service diagnosed with PTSD, and 22 veterans will commit suicide every day. Our veterans have paid the ultimate sacrifice for our country. At healvets.org, you can find out more about the healing power of pen pals, volunteers, therapy kits, and more. Discover your healing power at healvets.org. Help Heal Veterans, together with you, has been helping one recovering veteran at a time. We are helping veterans heal together. What is your healing power? To find out about your power, visit healvets.org. This PSA is sponsored by Help Heal Veterans.
It is critical we keep AM radio in all cars and all trucks. Hey, Sean Hannity here. More than 80 million Americans depend on AM radio for news, traffic, weather, sports, and a community connection, as well as news information and, yes, opinion. It is the backbone of the emergency alert system, and that keeps us safe in dangerous times, because when cell and internet services are down, well, this free emergency service might be your only lifeline. Now, text AM to the number 52886. Text AM to 52886. Tell Congress that we need AM radio in our cars. Text AM to 52886 today.
Now back to Talkin' Sports with Jim Shovlin on Fort Wayne Sports Station, 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
You're as cold as ice. You're willing to sacrifice our love.
I was letting that play a little bit. Some good stuff right there, Adam. DC Hendrix filling in for Jim Shovlin this morning on Talkin' Sports alongside my main man, Adam Lundy. Filling in for Jim Shovlin. Of course, our thoughts and prayers out to him as he's at home resting. And hopefully we can get an update from him next week on everything going on with him and get an update for everyone. I know people are waiting for him to make his long-awaited return to his show here on Talkin' Sports. Text line is open, sponsored by Goodwill Industries of Northeast Indiana at 260-447-8500. Especially if you have any questions for our next guest. On the phone line, sponsored by Fire Police Credit Union, is the team president of the Fort Wayne TinCaps, Mr. Mike Nutter. Mike, good morning.
Good morning, DC. Great to be back on with you and Adam.
Yeah, it is fantastic to be on here with you, Mike. We're going to get DC a pair of headphones so he can talk to you. But in the meantime, how are things over there at Parkview Field as we're currently away with the TinCaps?
Really good. You know, we had the first week what Mother Nature cooperated. I was on with you guys last week, and we were talking about 60 and 80-degree weather on Saturday and Sunday. We love our marketing department, but in early April, the best marketing we can do is Mother Nature. And she was, other than opening night where it was pretty cold, it was a really good series. So we ended the 6-game homestand up 4,000 people through the door ahead of last year. And we're back starting Tuesday. We don't get the Milwaukee Brewers team in here very often.
Right.
It's every few years, and they are coming in Tuesday through Sunday. They've got 2 of the top 50 prospects in all of baseball, and we'll be excited to welcome them into the Summit City.
Team president of the Fort Wayne TinCaps, Mr. Mike Nutter, joining us here on Talkin' Sports. Phone line sponsored by Fire Police Credit Union here this morning. And, of course, you know, I'm a hitter. I've always been, I always love giving the love, to people at the plate, because that's the hardest thing to do, I think, in sports is hit a baseball. And one thing I wanted to talk about is Thursday night. Those TinCaps set a franchise record. Go ahead and tell us a little bit about that, Mike.
Man, it's unbelievable. You know, we've scuffled early to start. Like, you guys know me. I tell it like it is. I joke with people.
Yeah.
I'm in charge of the cold beer and the fireworks. But the Padres have helped develop hundreds of major leaguers to come through here. Start a little slow. Went over to Lake County, and really you hope to do 500 on the road. We're 2-2 through 4 games over there so far. But Thursday, after a rainout, the boys busted out, tied a record with 5 home runs that night. And so you can see it. You can see Alex McCoy. You can see some of the guys, Jack Costello, where it's starting to click a little bit. And it was really, really cool to see. So we win Thursday night. We're feeling good with that record-setting performance. Then Cash Mayfield, one of the biggest prospects in the league, our number 1 pick for the Padres 2 years ago out of high school, multi-million-dollar signing bonus. He was making his 3rd start last night as the first game of a doubleheader. He went 5 innings, finally gave up a hit for his first time in 3 starts, and did not give up a run yet again. So he got his first high A victory. It was a great 1-0 game, back to what you said before about how hard it is to hit. And so 1-0 victory. Mayfield gets his first TinCaps win.
Nice.
And then we really probably should have won the second one, but let it get away late and lost a 1-run decision. They're back at it today in East Lake, Ohio, against the Cleveland Guardians affiliate today and tomorrow. And then back home Tuesday through Sunday for another week of Caps baseball at Parkview Field.
Mike, I know you said that you're more in charge of the the cold drinks and good weather, but how much do you follow along with the team when they are on the road? I know you like to stay in touch with what's going on, and you just mentioned Mayfield's performance.
Time. My wife would tell you maybe a little too much, but we had it on yesterday. We're loving it. The reality of it is I'm still getting to know the guys as well.
Right.
So sometimes seeing some of the relievers and, that's so-and-so type of thing because they've only been home a week or so. And so love Johnny Matthews, love the energy and the stuff that's going. Obviously, we'd love to win today and tomorrow, or at least one of them, and start to play better at home. But I do follow along quite a bit. And then also I follow along a ton with our affiliate, which costs me a lot of sleep since most of those games start at 9:40 on the West Coast. But Jackson Merrill is playing like a young MLB superstar. Luis Camposano, one of my favorite guys in the big leagues, was our catcher for parts of 2 years. He's getting a lot of run in San Diego now and hitting better than he ever has in the big leagues. So it's fun to watch. They had won prior to getting beat last night, 8 straight. And we've talked about it a lot with you two and Jim over the years. The Padres trade so many guys, sometimes to my frustration, but sometimes it's really cool because you get to see, you can be watching just about any team in the big leagues.
Yeah.
And there's somebody on that team because we had something like 50 guys to start on opening day. So it's not just Tatis and Merrill and Camposano and Waldron out in San Diego and Morajón. It's Austin Hedges, who just punched his ticket last week in Cleveland for 10 years full service time, so he's fully vested pension the rest of his life. It's Trey Turner. It's all kinds of guys. It's Max Fried with the biggest left-handed contract ever signed. There's so many guys. Jake Bauers from Milwaukee is playing at an all-star level right now, and we remember him when he was a young kid out of Long Beach High School. And so really, really cool to follow the guys, that's for sure.
Yeah, I also think of, Brandon Valenzuela on the Toronto Blue Jays and Marcy and Paulie down in Miami.
I love Brandon. I love him as a guy. I love him as a player, switch-hitting catcher. To be clear, I'm not criticizing the Padres. Sometimes that's the way it works.
Yeah.
You need a fresh start. He never got his chance with the Padres. And I'm not criticizing them. It's clearly not what I mean. But he goes over there, his first major league at bat, he gets a hit. He homers the first week. He might have hit another homer this week. I usually leave these guys alone after they get out of here. But I sent him a message immediately when he got called up, and it ended with God is good. And I told him that everybody in Fort Wayne was so proud of him, fans and staff alike. He sent me the most heartfelt message that night after his major league debut, talking about our staff, the fans, the support that we got in Fort Wayne. And it was just a cool thing. We're not trying to ever take credit for these guys or whatever. We're a small part in their journey. But Brandon's a great one now. Because of an injury with a really good player in Toronto, he got his chance. And as we've seen, sometimes those guys don't ever look back. And it's really, really cool for him.
So, of course, you guys make the return home for a nice long homestand beginning on Tuesday with Family Feast Night all the way through Sunday. Tell us about this next homestand because you got a lot going on and something you guys don't usually do coming up on Saturday as well.
Absolutely. So Family Feast is back. It's expanded menu, so people come out there. We know the economy and the inflation is tough on a lot of us. It's still a chance to get in the ballpark at a good price and get discounted concessions. That's on Tuesday night. Wednesday night, we got our Paws and Claws that we've been doing for a while. It seems like we see more and more dogs out there. It's absolutely awesome. Thursday, that's pretty well renowned in this area. Last Thursday that we were home, it was 75 degrees, and there was a bunch of cabin fever. So I was taking laps in the outfield and just seeing a lot of young professionals and a lot of young adults, 21 and up, having fun. Friday night game is at 7:05. Saturday is one of the coolest things we do. It's military appreciation. It's a 105 game. We did one last Saturday that we were home. This is our second one. You nailed it. We don't do a lot of free tickets around here, but on Saturday afternoon, anybody that's listening, go to the website, put the request in. You can get free tickets for you and your family. Maybe you're retired. Come out and see us. Maybe you're the spouse of somebody that's deployed. Come out and see us. It's not a money grab. It's a chance to get out and see the Caps for Saturday, April 25th at 1:05, totally for free. Before trying to find this niche on Sunday, we've done a lot with the Paw Patrol guys, Bluey, and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And it's a great family day. And so it's our post-game autographs. The fans that came out last Sunday was 80 degrees. I can't guarantee that for the next one. But you get to meet all the players and get some selfies and get some autographs. And then we're trying it this year. We've come up with 5 great giveaways, and I mean great giveaways. I'm sitting here in my kitchen at home, and I'm holding one of the wearable blankets. Now, I don't want to get sued and call it a Snuggie, so I'm going to call it a wearable blanket, sponsored by our friends at Asphalt Maintenance Services, and it is absolutely awesome. Think of it as a blanket or a wearable blanket. 1,000 of them free. Guys, it's a $10 or a $15, $20 item that anybody that comes out will get for free that day if they're in the first 1,000. Later this year, folks can expect a cooler bag, a floppy cap. There's all kinds of stuff. We're going to put them all on Sundays, do one a month, and have some fun because we think the Sunday 105 games are so cool, and the post-game autographs, it's a great chance to make a memory. And so we're going to tag a big giveaway on some of those days. And the first one of those is coming up next Sunday, April 26th.
Mike, we got a question on the Talkin Sports text line, and they're kind of interested in how your affiliation with the Padres works. They want to know if it's kind of like a lifetime deal or if you're committed to the Padres throughout a certain date.
That is an awesome question. I'm glad they asked because we get that one every couple times a year. And we also get, hey, can we go up to AA or AAA? So I'll hit both of those right now. We're currently playing in high A baseball, which is a higher level than we were for all the years when we first started with the Wizards and then downtown with the Caps. Coming out of COVID, Major League Baseball bumped us up a level. I have no expectation they're going to bump us up a level again, but we always tell people we would love that. We want that. Our stadium is already built to AA capacity right now, and it could be AAA really, really quickly if they ever deemed that would be a need. Secondly, with the affiliation, pre-COVID, they were always 2-year deals. The major league team had a 50-50 say in their affiliate, and the minor league team had a 50-50 say. So if we said we wanted to continue with the Padres and they said the same, we would do that. If either party said they wanted to not do it, then you got a new affiliate. It was not musical chairs, so you were always guaranteed to have somebody. So say back in the old scenario, we would have told the Padres, hey, we don't want to be back with you. We would have guaranteed to be with somebody else. You just don't know who. Rob Manfred, the Major League Commissioner, and his group, when they took over the oversight of minor leagues coming out of COVID, said that the minor league teams should have no input in who their affiliate is. It's kind of a punch to the gut for some of us. Again, I want to be clear. We're happy with our affiliate, but I have friends that are not, and they ever do anything about it. And so my understanding of it is the current major league and minor league deal is through the year 2030. We know that through 2030 we are a Padres affiliate. We know that through 2030 we are a high A affiliate of the San Diego Padres. After that deal expires, I don't think they'll change levels around, but again, if they did, we would have a chance to move up because of our tremendous fan success. I don't think they'll shuffle a lot of affiliations. I know that we will have no input in that. I would just reassure the fans that after all these years, this ballpark is as great as ever, and we're not worried about who we're with or any of that kind of stuff. We're guaranteed an affiliated team. I would think it would be the Padres at the same level, but if there's an opportunity to move up a level, we would certainly explore that. And if there's an opportunity for a better affiliate to come in, we would be, all ears and listening to that. But it's been a long time with the Padres, and they're knocking on the door at the major league level, and we've seen a lot of talent come through here. So there's a lot of stuff to be proud of over the years. Like that fan, I would certainly love to win another Midwest League title in the next couple of years. Right. Because I keep getting reminded on the concourse, you guys haven't won since the first year. And I always laugh at the fans, and I say, yeah, I'm quite aware because I was here.
Right.
Yeah.
Of course, we would all like to win, but we've also been very blessed over the years with a lot of MLB talent, future MLB talent.
You're exactly right. Like more than others in this league, and some
100%.
big time players. So we're proud of that. You're right.
Yeah, all-stars, people playing in the World Baseball Classic. So I think we're in good hands here with the Padres affiliation. Mike, thank you so much for coming on. Look forward to the homestand coming up next week. You have a great weekend.
Thanks, guys. You're the best. Bye-bye.
Thanks. That was team president of the Fort Wayne TinCaps, Mr. Mike Nutter, in his weekly TinCaps chat. Always love having him and getting TinCaps fixed. I'm a baseball guy, so it always makes my heart, warms it up. It feels good on a Saturday morning. So we switch gears. Hopefully we got a spring game to talk about here. Football team, the baseball team got a big victory. The University of St. Francis Cougars. We could talk all athletics with Mike McCaffrey coming up after the break in the weekly Cougar Chat. This is Talkin Sports. I'm DC Hendrix. That's Adam Lundy. And this is 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
Picture this. You're in your car, perhaps heading to a sporting event. Your tire pressure light comes on, your brakes are squeaking, and your dashboard is lit up like Christmas. Where do you go? McMahon's Best One. McMahon's Best One is your one-stop shop for full automotive service and repair. Whether it's a simple oil change or flat repair, to brakes, alignment, engine diagnostics, and more, McMahon's Best One can fix it all. With 8 service centers in Fort Wayne, New Haven, Lima, Ohio, and Bryan, Ohio, McMahon's Best One is here to accommodate you. Visit us at McMahon'sBestOneTire.com to make an appointment today.
Here's a tale of Becky. Didn't know what to do with new meds prescribed and no real cost clue.
She squinted at prices, that can't be right. Then tapped GoodRx and saw the light.
She can get a deal. Book telehealth if she feels.
Learn about those meds without any stress. That one little app does all the rest. Even my horse downloaded it. Dang, save time and money on prescriptions.
Check GoodRx. GoodRx is not insurance.
Breaking news for your home. Way Day. Wayfair's big sale is almost here, and you can score the best deals in home. Like up to 80% off everything home. Yes, you heard that right. 80% off with free shipping on everything. Plus surprise flash deals all Way Day long. We're talking outdoor furniture and essentials, rugs, and more. All at Wayfair. And all up to 80% off during Way Day. Shop Wayfair's Way Day from April 25th through 27th.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Over 60 years strong, Co Heating and Cooling has been the trusted name in comfort. Whether you are in need of a heating and air conditioning system, repair services, or preventative maintenance, the skilled technicians at Co can handle the job. Go with who you know. Go with Co. Visit online at coheatcool.com. Your comfort is their priority, and as your American Standard air dealer, they ensure quality and reliability every time. Family owned and operated since 1962. Co Heating and Cooling. coheatcool.com.
The Fort Wayne TinCaps return to Fort Wayne Tuesday, April 1st, welcoming in the Brewers-affiliated Wisconsin Timber Rattlers. Make sure to come by for Family Feast Night presented by U.S. Foods. For now, catch the Caps on the road taking on the Guardians-affiliated Lake County Captains. It's a Saturday showdown as left-handed pitcher Jamie Hitt makes his second appearance in Fort Wayne. Pre-game coverage starts at 6:15 Saturday night with first pitch at 6:35 right here on your flagship station, 13 to the Fan and 100.9 FM.
Over the years, you've brought them into your home. You were prescribed opioids after the C-section, when Dad injured his back, when your basketball star tore his ACL. Opioids helped with the pain, and you held on to them just in case. But did you know holding on to unused opioids puts your family at risk? Opioids are powerful pain-reducing prescription medicines, but most people who are prescribed opioids don't finish their prescriptions. So millions of unused opioids are sitting in homes across the country. And tragically, more than 100 Americans die every day from overdoses involving opioids. What can you do to protect your family? Remove the risk of unused opioids from your home. Pills, patches, or syrups in drawers, purses, and cabinets, anywhere they might be hiding. To find out how to dispose of them properly, visit www.fda.gov/drug disposal.
My name is John David Carpton.
Dr. Kimberly Stegmeyer.
Dr. Edith Perret.
I'm a medical oncologist.
And I focus on cancer prevention.
People are always asking me, why?
Why do I do this work?
2 words come to mind for me. One is responsibility, the other is purpose.
There was a child that, I took care of and adored, and she said to me, Dr. Kim, will you remember me forever?
Sorry. It's been a hard year. Every day I think of the faces of patients when I see their smiles, when I tell them that new treatments are helping their lives.
It's just so inspiring to do research that impacts human lives.
Stand Up to Cancer has been a critical partner in advancing research for cancer.
Cancer research saves lives.
So please help us fight in this battle against cancer.
Be a part of the team that ends cancer at standuptocancer.org.
Now back to Talkin Sports with Jim Shovlin on Fort Wayne Sports Station, 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
Fun fact, Adam. One of my favorite concerts I've ever been to. Fleetwood Mac.
Can't blame you.
Very underrated show. Especially they're a little bit older now. Still good show. Fleetwood Mac. Got to see him at Banker's Life. Great show. Man, that was a good night. Open bar, too.
So you know it's good.
So you know it was extra good. What I remember of it anyway. Talking sports here. DC Hendrix filling in for Jim Shovlin this morning. Having a little fun. It's Saturday morning. Adam Lundy filling in again. Thanks again for coming in, man. I appreciate you.
Of course.
Always love having you. So it's time. We got to switch gears. A lot happening over at the University of St. Francis today. A lot of moving parts, a lot of different sports going on. Let's go ahead and welcome in for the weekly Cougar Chat. We got Mr. Mike McCaffrey. What's going on, Mike?
DC, how are you, my man? Appreciate you.
I am doing great. Now I get to talk to you, get this weekly Cougar fix. It's been a couple of weeks. You've been escaping me.
It has. I hope you're not being offended between a convention and my schedule just getting crazy the last couple of weeks, but I've missed you, and I'm ready to rock and roll today. So I appreciate your flexibility and not giving me the 2 strikes and you're out routine where if I miss 2 weeks in a row, I can't come back. So I appreciate the open invitation, man.
If it was one more, I might have thought about it, but
I know. Well, we were on today, one way or another. I was making sure that I was going to be on the phone with you.
I love it. So a lot going on campus today. I want to start, as you know, I do cover a lot of football and baseball in the area, but I want to start on the football side. Spring game happening today, weather permitting, or is it good to go?
Rain or shine, baby. Rain or shine. We're going to be out there playing. Now, it's not your typical spring game where you're playing, 4 quarters, 15 minutes, and just playing a real game. It'll be a glorified scrimmage at the end of the day. We've got real officials that'll come out, but it'll be, we'll start the offense, go the 1s versus the 2s, then switch it up, and then, kind of start it at midfield and go in, and then we'll do some special teams and stuff. But, confirmed with Coach Sherman already this morning that rain or shine, they're going to be out there, and we'll have a bunch of parents usually come and take part in this. So I think the rain looks like it's supposed to let up sometime around 1 or 2, so hopefully we can get at least half of the day will be not wet on the guys out there. But no, it's football. We're going to give it a run.
I love it. And that includes incoming freshmen, right?
No, they're not able to participate yet.
Okay.
They're not technically enrolled in the school. So we've got the only new ones you'll see are the mid-year transfers. So we brought some guys in January. So those guys can participate. But the incoming freshmen, they usually come up and watch this, the guys that are committed. I don't know with the weather if they're going to or not. But no, once you have to be enrolled. So we can't get those guys working with us yet. But we'll be ready for them in the summer.
Yeah, I was just curious. A lot of, covering the high school football in the area. This St. Francis was hitting our area nicely with all the recruits coming in. A.J. Shefferly from Dwenger, state champion. Riley Biddle, quarterback from East Noble. Tons of talent across. So I was just curious on that note. But in addition to the spring game that's going on, and that's at noon, right?
Yeah, noon spring game. We're supposed to have a baseball doubleheader, which that one got pushed, so we won't play baseball today. Softball is going to start around 2, so obviously the shorter games in softball, you can bump that back a little bit and still probably get them in. So we're going to watch the weather, hope that 2 o'clock we can get a first pitch in softball and try to keep that train rolling that Ryan Boland's got going on.
Oh, yeah, I was able to talk to him before the season and definitely had some high expectations for those Lady Cougars, and it's going well so far for them. So looking forward to seeing how the rest of the season goes. So you did mention baseball. You do know I'm a baseball guy too, so I did want to ask, although the season hasn't necessarily gone the way probably Coach Butcher wants, a big, huge 2-game victory over Bethel yesterday, and the game you already mentioned, the doubleheader was already postponed today, but definitely big victories needed from the St. Francis baseball program over Bethel.
Yeah, and we were supposed to do senior day today, and obviously they're important to us. And I think some of the results that you're seeing this year are from a lot of young guys that are getting some innings and having to play maybe a little before they thought that they were going to have to, but that's just because Coach Butcher brought in a pretty talented class here as this freshman class. So there's a lot of guys that are playing. We build and we kind of develop, and then usually when we get our classes, our big classes into that junior year, senior year, then that's when you see kind of the success that we've had the last couple of years. And so, yeah, I mean, I think obviously, as you said, not the record we would hope for, but I mean, we're sitting 6th in the conference, so we're going to make the conference tournament, and then anything can happen when you get into a double elimination. And we've seen teams in our league run through that tournament and steal a bid and make it to the national tournament. So that's certainly what our goal will be. The regular season is certainly out of reach with Taylor being the number 1 team in the country and just hammering everybody. So they're really, really good. So we got to get in and shock some people maybe in the tournament to make a little run. But either way, it's a good year for growth, good year for bringing some of these new guys along, and they'll benefit from it next year.
Absolutely. And speaking of year of growth, the first year for this program, the women's flag football team. I mean, I gotta I'll ask you about them, but also highlight them on this show. Them girls have been balling on the football field. I think they're still in the top 10, right?
Yeah, number 10 in the country. We'll have another poll come out next week.
Wow.
So, it's fantastic. Coach T.J. Williams, local guy, had coached over at Northrop. He's been with Traction AP for a long time. He's been with NFL Flag. So we kind of, not that we had high expectations going into year one, but he certainly did. And what he did was he scheduled the hardest schedule in the country for a first-year program and went down to Florida and played a lot of really good teams. We ended up knocking off a couple of them. So if you look at our strength of schedule, you look at the teams we beat, we're right there in the mix. Now we're going to go play in a 6-team qualifier here at the end of the month to get an automatic bid into the NAI Invitational Championships down in Florida. So we're going to go against 5 other teams, Siena Heights, and then some teams down in Kentucky and Tennessee. And we've got it set up. We're working with the Colts down in Indianapolis to host that. So it's been exciting. I love it. I'm all in on women's flag. I think it's a tremendous sport. There's obviously some people around here that are going to be adding it more, so I think you'll see more and more of it. But proud to play on our flag and be the first collegiate football team in Indiana, that's for sure.
Absolutely. And I also wanted to get an update on the rest of the spring sports. I know track and field's down in the ATL, I believe, down in Atlanta, Georgia. What else is going on in St. Francis athletics?
Yeah, so we're finishing up the spring. We've got another couple weeks of golf and one more week of tennis. So the men's tennis team doing some pretty good things on their side, pulling off some victories within the conference. And track and field, as you said, down at Georgia Tech in one of their invites. So one of the things we try to do is pick a trip each season and give the kids a really cool experience. You can only go to Indiana Wesleyan and Taylor and some of the ones that are around us that host meets so many times. It kind of wears you out. So we try to, save some money and give them one good trip, and this is their trip for outdoors going down to Georgia Tech. So they're having a great time. We've got 2 or 3 that are ready to go to nationals. Hopefully we can get a couple more. But, it's certainly the busy time. This feels like one of those busiest days when you throw football in, and flag football is up at Siena Heights, and baseball and softball and tennis and golf. So it's the mad dash to graduation on May 2nd, and then see where the chips fall for any postseason.
Yeah, absolutely. If anybody's listening right now wants to head on over, the rain is supposed to clear. The spring game starts around noon, and the rain's supposed to clear up around 1 or 2, so you'll have plenty of time to check that out, and then you can head on over to the softball diamond and check out a little softball. So tons happening out at St. Francis today. Mike, thank you so much for coming on for the weekly Cougar Chat as always, and look forward to talking to you next week.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it, DC. Have a great weekend, my man.
Thanks, you too. That was Mike McCaffrey, VP of Student Life, the University of St. Francis, joining us here on Talkin Sports. You look like the text line's busy.
Oh yeah, we've got one that's specifically for you. It's right in your wheelhouse.
Okay.
They want your WrestleMania prediction. They want to know Rhodes or Orton. Is that Randy Orton?
Yes, Randy Orton. Didn't know I was giving a WrestleMania prediction on here. I didn't know this turned into the old WrestleHolics podcast. Once again, they used to be on the airwaves. I got Randy Orton.
All right.
That's simple.
How old is Randy these days?
He's getting up there. Not much longer to go. He's getting up there. That's why I
was
going to
say, yeah, I feel like I've heard that name since I was, a little kid. But yeah, we'll root for Randy.
Yeah, big weekend for wrestling fans. WrestleMania tonight and tomorrow. So, tons going on.
Let's go. There's your prediction.
I love it. We got to take a quick break. We'll come back, talk a little Comet hockey with Shane Albahrani. The text line is open if you still have any thoughts. Sponsored by Goodwill Industries in Northeast Indiana at 260-447-8500. Take a quick break. We'll come back and wrap things up here on Talkin Sports. DC Hendrix alongside Adam Lundy on 1380 The Fan at 100.9 FM.
Have you looked at your auto or homeowner's insurance rate lately? Think it's about time to get a competitive quote? Call the Wise Insurance Agency today at 260-747-5373. Located at 7410 Bluffton Road, Wise Insurance is a local company that's been in business for 25 years. Being an independent agent working with over 15 A-plus rated carriers allows Coach Ron Wise to assess your needs and determine the best option for you to give you maximum coverage with the most affordable premiums. The Wise Insurance Agency also offers motorcycle, RV, and watercraft insurance, as well as renter's insurance, flood, and umbrella policies. Multi-policy discounts are also available, and make sure to ask Ron about the good student discount up to 20%. Let Coach Wise show you the fundamentals of getting the right insurance. Don't put it off. Contact Coach Ron and the Wise Insurance Agency team today at 260-747-5373 or find them online at thewiseinsuranceagency.com.
The crack of the bat, the roar of the crowd. TinCaps baseball is back. Catch every pitch, every play, all season long on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM. Fort Wayne Sports Station, and your home for TinCaps baseball. From the first inning to the final out, we're bringing you all the action, home and away, as the future stars of the game shine at Parkview Field. Don't miss a moment. It's TinCaps baseball, all season long on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
For over 40 years, Gibson's Heating and Plumbing has been a family-owned business built on professionalism, trust, and quality. As your independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer, Gibson's is nationally recognized for excellence and locally known for being customer-loved. You'll see it in their work. You'll read it in the nearly 3,000 Google reviews. You'll experience it when they take care of your home. When you contact independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer, GibsonsHeating.com. That's GibsonsHeating.com.
If you don't care about saving 50% off your wireless bill for the same 5G coverage that big guys are charging a fortune for, maybe you care about keeping jobs in America. Pure Talk does. They've pledged to run their entire operation from this country, including all their customer service. Or maybe you care about our nation's veterans. Pure Talk does. They've donated hundreds of thousands of dollars to America's Warrior Partnership, a fantastic organization working hard to prevent veteran suicide. Or maybe you care about closing America's skills gap. Pure Talk does. They're a proud supporter of MicroWorks. They're helping my foundation train the next generation of skilled workers. Don't get me wrong. Saving money's great, and you'll save plenty with Pure Talk. But if you want to be in business with people who share your values, dial pound 250, say micro, and switch to an American wireless company that actually stands for something. Pure Talk.
You've seen the insurance commercials on TV. A bird wearing shades, a guy in a red shirt and tan pants, or a silly staff that wears all white clothing. But do you really believe that companies spending millions of dollars on clever TV commercials actually provide what you need most? Hoopy Insurance Services is an independent agency working with companies like Erie Insurance, providing home and auto insurance and more. Service is the Hoopy Insurance difference. Hoopy. HUPE Insurance Services, a Fort Wayne company and authorized independent Erie Insurance agent.
The light bulb, the airplane, the personal computer. America didn't just invent stuff. We invented the stuff that changed everything. As we count down to America's 250th birthday on July 4th, test your knowledge on American inventions. Think you know which groundbreaking inventions came from the U.S. of A? Take the Made in America Inventions Quiz. Text USA to 45364. That's USA to 45364. It's quick, it's fun, and you might just learn something. America's 250th, celebrating America ingenuity.
Now back to Talkin Sports with Jim Shovlin on Fort Wayne Sports Station, 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
DC Hendrix filling in for Jim Shovlin this morning on Talkin Sports alongside Adam Lundy. Couldn't do that again if I tried. That was perfect. Perfect transition. We are here wrapping up the show, and we're getting ready to give you the quickest interview in history with Shane Albahrani, as we only have a few minutes left in the show, but I wanted to bring him on real quick. He's on the phone line right now, sponsored by Fire Police Credit Union. Shane Albahrani of the Fort Wayne Komets. Shane, good morning.
Hey, DC, I'll be quick.
I love it. You know we're up against that time, but I gotta know.
Eddie.
I gotta
I'm a radio
know.
guy.
Yeah, I know you know, but I was watching the game, watching it actually. You guys streamed the game on Facebook Live on the Komets feed on Wednesday. Watched you guys handle the Indy Fuel, lost to Toledo, but I gotta know where they're at. Are they in first place? Is it clinched? Give me an update.
We're tied right now with Toledo beating Wheeling last night, so we are tied for first place in the Central, but Toledo, they are out of games, and the Komets still have one more. So all we need is a point tomorrow against Kalamazoo, and we're Central Division champs.
I love it. That's what I needed to hear. So there's also one more, and that's the remaining regular season finale, right, against Kalamazoo on Sunday?
Yeah, that's it. We'll literally be the last game of the season in the ECHL. We'll be I think we're only the second to last to face off on Sunday. So we'll have an idea of who we could be playing, but again, until we get that point, we don't know what place we're going to be finished in. So nothing has been decided at all. The only thing that was decided last night was Cincinnati lost to Kalamazoo, so Cincinnati is now eliminated. But you still have Indy, Bloomington, and Kalamazoo, 3 teams for the final 2 spots. And Bloomington, they could have wrapped up a spot last night with a win over Iowa, but they lost with 20 seconds left in the game to Iowa, so they're still very much in jeopardy. So we'll know a little bit more tonight, but we won't know for sure until the horn sounds Sunday against our game against Kalamazoo.
So tell us about some of the guys that's been stepping up recently, getting ready for this playoff run. I know Jalen Smerrick has been one of my personal favorites, and Nathan Day also 21 saves. But who are some of the guys you think that's been stepping up over the last couple of weeks?
Well, William Dufour has been our MVP over the last 10 games. In 10 games, he's had 17 points. It's insane numbers. 9 goals, 8 assists. It's absolutely crazy. And he's been carrying the team for the past 10 games. That's why we've been on such a roll. I think the Komets are 8-2-1, I think, over the last 10 games, or 8-1-1. And he's a big reason for it. He was the ECHL Player of the Week. There was really no contest, but the Komets are, they'll get another guy back. Hopefully Matthew Brown will be back soon here from Bakersfield, and that will pretty much be the lineup we're going to look at going into the playoffs. And you know what, we're coming in on a high. I mean, despite that loss against Toledo on Thursday, you know what, we still beat them last Sunday. We beat Toledo at the Coliseum, and then we turned around and we had to fight from behind and win against Indy that needed a win on Wednesday. So, yeah, you know what? You're going to have a letdown. But, man, we are still playing really good hockey despite that loss on Thursday.
Yeah, I love it. Again, the regular season finale tomorrow at the Coliseum, puck dropping around 5:05. Regular season finale against the Kalamazoo Wings. Get those tickets now. But also, playoff tickets are on sale, right?
Absolutely. We know we're going to be hosting the first 2 games of the playoffs, the 24th and the 25th at the Coliseum. Don't know who we're going to be playing, but if we get that point against Kalamazoo, they might need to win to get into the playoffs. So it's going to be really a playoff game for both squads. So if we get that other point, we have got home ice for the first 2 rounds of the playoffs. So there's a lot on the line tomorrow.
I love it. And one more thing I wanted to mention before I let you go. So I do mention pretty often on this show that my second youngest daughter, who was a toddler, 3 years old, goes with her aunt and uncle to every game. They're season ticket holders, so she goes to every home game. And so she's an avid Komet fan, probably even bigger than I am. She came home last week with a brand new bright orange Komets jersey that's going to pretty much fit her through next season. So I wanted you to promote that Komets shop, the number 1 place for Komets gear for people as well.
Yeah, no, those are the neon jerseys. We're retiring them. We wore them Thursday night. We are retiring them. The proceeds of the game used jerseys went to the National Kidney Foundation. They were very popular this year, so I'm glad she got to snag one of those. And you know what? That's what we do. We start them off young. So here we go. She's 3. She's going to be a lifer now.
Absolutely. Thanks so much for coming on, Shane, and look forward to seeing how everything unfolds for the Komets as we enter the playoffs.
All right, DC. Talk to you next week, buddy.
Thanks so much, Shane.
Podcasts by Federated Media.